Welcome to this video discussing the legal troubles of Suge Knight, the former CEO of Death Row Records. Knight has had numerous run-ins with the law, including multiple charges of assault and battery, drug possession, and robbery. However, one of the most controversial incidents involves his alleged involvement in the death of Eazy-E, founder of Ruthless Records and former member of NWA. In this video, we will delve into the details of this case and explore the other legal issues that have plagued Suge Knight throughout his career in the music industry. 1987 – Domestic violence and car theft. In 1987, Knight faced legal troubles when he was arrested for domestic violence for assaulting his girlfriend and cutting off her ponytail in public. Later in the year, he was arrested again on Halloween for stealing a vehicle and carrying a concealed weapon. During the car theft, he fired at the driver 3 times, leading to an attempted murder charge. Knight eventually pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge and received a 2-year probation sentence. 1992 – Assaulting 2 rappers. In 1992, he was charged with assaulting 2 rappers, George and Linwood Stanley, at a Hollywood recording studio. He allegedly held them at gunpoint, fired a shot near them, beat one of them with a gun, and ordered them to strip. The brothers later settled a civil suit with Knight and signed a record deal with Death Row. In 1995, Knight pleads guilty to a felony for armed robbery and assault with a firearm. 1996 – Violating parole terms. In 1996, Knight and Tupac were riding together in a car in Las Vegas when an unknown assailant opened fire on them, killing Tupac and injuring Knight. The murder remains unsolved, and conspiracy theories abound regarding who was behind it. Prior to Tupac's death, Knight had violated the terms of his parole by getting into a scuffle at a Las Vegas hotel just hours before the shooting.
Pac said he was shot. I'm like, you shot? I'm gonna get you to the hospital. I'm driving, telling him I'm gonna get to the hospital, kick back. Pac looked at me and said, you know what?
We believe in God, believe in Death Row East. We plan to take the same strategy we use with Death Row West, which is mind over matter, taking all our weaknesses and making it into our strengths.
He was subsequently sentenced to 9 years in prison for the violation. 2002 – Violating probation terms. In December 2002, Suge Knight was arrested for violating his probation after he moved to Malibu without informing his parole officer. Furthermore, he was found to be associating with known gang members, which was also a violation of his probation. As a result, he was taken into custody and imprisoned for 61 days. After serving his sentence, Knight was released from custody. 2003 – Punching a valet. In June 2003, Suge punched a valet attendant outside a Hollywood nightclub after he refused to give him his car keys. The valet claimed that Suge had left his car in a restricted area and that he needed to show his ticket. Suge was arrested and charged with assault and battery. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 10 months in prison. 2003 – Eazy-E death controversy. In 2003, Suge Knight, the former CEO of Death Row Records, made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, following his release from prison after serving a 9-year sentence. During the show, Knight made a controversial and insensitive comment about the death of Eric Eazy-E Wright.
Yeah.
Easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
Wait, right in the move. Wow. Well, Suge's terror alert level just went.
The founder of NWA and Ruthless Records, who had died of AIDS-related complications in 1995. Knight insinuated that Eazy-E was infected with AIDS through a needle and suggested that he was not as tough as he appeared in his music. The audience and Jimmy Kimmel reacted with discomfort and disapproval to Knight's cruel joke. Kimmel attempted to diffuse the tension with a joke about the terror level, but the damage was done. A decade after his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Knight found himself back in prison after being involved in various legal issues, including charges of murder and robbery. 2005 – Illegal U-turn and marijuana in car. In 2005, Suge Knight was pulled over by police for making an illegal U-turn while driving his vehicle. During a traffic stop, police found marijuana in his possession, which was a violation of his parole. As a result, Knight was arrested and taken into custody. He was subsequently jailed for a week and placed under house arrest for 2 months. This incident marked yet another legal trouble for Knight, who had a long history of run-ins with the law. Despite being a successful music executive, he often found himself on the wrong side of the legal system due to his involvement in various criminal activities, including assault, robbery, and murder. 2009. Fight with Akon business manager. In February 2008, Suge Knight attended the NBA All-Star Weekend event at the W. Scottsdale Hotel in Arizona. A physical altercation broke out between Suge Knight and Akon's business manager, Robert L. Carnes Jr. It is unclear what started the fight, but it ended with Carnes punching Suge twice in the face, causing him to sustain injuries. It was reported that the two men had a previous altercation at an awards show a year earlier, which may have contributed to the incident. 2014. Dr. Dre sued Suge Knight. In February 2014, Dr. Dre, a former artist and producer for Death Row Records, sued Suge Knight and the label for $3.05 million in unpaid royalties. The lawsuit claimed that Death Row Records owed Dr. Dre $1.2 million in artist-producer royalties, $1.1 million in digital sales, and $676,000 in unpaid mechanical royalties. Dr. Dre alleged that the label had not paid him these royalties despite making significant profits from his music, which he worked on while at the label. The lawsuit was just one of several legal battles that Knight and Death Row Records faced over the years. 2014. Stealing camera from photographer. In 2014, Suge Knight and comedian Cat Williams were accused of stealing a camera from a photographer in Beverly Hills. Later that year, Knight was arrested in Las Vegas on charges of second-degree robbery and driving with a suspended license. It was suspected that the charges were related to the Beverly Hills robbery. The victim claimed that Knight and Williams had stolen her camera, and then Knight allegedly punched her in the face. Knight was held on $75,000 bail and later pleaded not guilty to the charges. 2015. Hit and run case. In January 2015, Suge Knight was involved in a hit-and-run incident that resulted in the death of a man named Terry Carter. Knight was driving a truck on the set of the movie Straight Outta Compton when he got into an argument with another man, Bone Sloan. Knight then backed up his truck, hitting Sloan and Carter, and then drove forward, running over Carter and killing him. Knight turned himself into the LAPD shortly after the incident and was arrested on suspicion of murder. He was later hospitalized for a blood clot that was believed to be potentially life-threatening. In March 2015, Knight collapsed in court after learning that his bail had been set at $25 million.
It's $25 million. $25 million. He's probably the most recognizable, one of the most recognizable people in LA.
His bail was later lowered to $10 million. Knight's trial began in early 2018, with prosecutors arguing that he intentionally ran over the two men as part of a larger pattern of violence. Knight's defense team argued that he was acting in self-defense and was trying to flee the scene out of fear for his own safety. In September 2018, Knight pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 28 years in prison.
In A, Subsection 1, the prior conviction the defendant has admitted. He's led an additional 5 years in state prison for a total unstayed term of 28 years.
Knight's career as the CEO of Death Row Records was marred by violence, arrests, and legal battles, many of which are still unresolved. Despite his success in the music industry, Knight's legacy will forever be associated with his criminal activities and the tragic events that occurred under his watch. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos like this one. Thank you for watching.